Welcome to today's lesson where we're going to compare capacity of different containers, but we're also going to give our reasoning behind these comparisons. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so have a look at these three containers here. We've got this kettle, this cup, and these spoons. So if we were to compare the capacity that these containers could hold, we would say that this kettle holds more because it is bigger than the cup and the spoons. So this has more capacity than the cup and the teaspoons. We would say this cup has more capacity than these spoons because it's bigger. We could say that these spoons have the least capacity or the smallest capacity because they are smaller than these other objects here. Okay, let's have a look at another set of objects. Okay, so we've got a bowl, some spoons, and a big slow cooker. Okay, so this one is the biggest, then this one, so we might swap them around, and then the spoons are the smallest. So if we were going to compare the capacity that these containers could hold, what sort of words would we use to describe it and explain why? So I want you to pause the video here and I want you to compare these two, the capacity of these two. Think about what you would say. All right, how did you go? So I would say that this has a greater capacity than this here, this bowl, because it is bigger. So this one can hold more inside it than this bowl. Okay, let's have a go at another two objects. Let's compare the spoons and the bowl. Okay, pause it here. Think about how you would describe the difference in capacity with these two objects. I wonder what you said. Okay, this is what I would say. I would say that these spoons have less capacity than this bowl because they're smaller. They can't hold as much. And I would say that this bowl has a greater capacity than these spoons because it can hold a lot more inside it. Now let's have a look at comparing the capacity that is already existing inside an object. Now this object is exactly the same, but the capacity that it's holding at the moment is different. So I'm going to say that this is container A, this one's container B, and this one's container C. Let's make some comparisons. Okay, I could say, let's look at A and B and make a comparison. I would say that container A has more inside it than container C. So it has got more inside it than container C. Now let's switch and look at B and C. I would say that B has a greater capacity at the moment than C. It's holding more inside it. Okay, let's do C and A. Okay, I would say that C has less capacity than A. It's got less inside it than A does at the moment. All right. Let's finish off with a bit of a challenge. So here in this picture, I have a blue cup, a red cup, and a green cup. We want to compare the capacity of these cups. Blue looks the smallest, so I would say that blue has the least capacity. Okay? I can see that just by looking. So that has the least capacity than the other two cups. Now, some people might say, oh, look, the green's really tall. It's taller, so it's going to have more capacity. But then look, this red one is a lot wider. So red is the cup that has the greatest capacity here. Okay, so we have to be really careful because sometimes we might think it's the tallest, but we've got to check that the other ones aren't a lot wider. So if I was going to compare the capacity between red and green, I would say that red has the greatest capacity. It's able to hold more. And we could check this out by actually measuring it, getting some water or sand and filling them up and seeing which one has more. Okay, well done. Head on back over to the wiki and check out what your practice task is